morning, everyone. I'm Coach Stanley Jacob. I'm a former overseas Filipino worker in the Middle East. In the Middle East, everything is happening to me very well. Good job, a tight-knit community. Sobrang ganda ng buhay doon. I even brought my family sa gitnang silangan. Everything was good. I was handling multinational companies. I was a branding strategist. Marami ako na-experience sa Middle East na hindi ko na ranasan sa Pilipinas because of competition. Kaya sabi ko, okay na yung buhay ko dito. This is something that siguro hanggang sa pagtanda ko, I'll be here. I'll stay. I've been helping people speak on global platforms, talk about their stories of freedom. Pero ngayon, I want to talk to you and I want to tell you about mine. In the Middle East, sa sobrang daming opportunity, puno-puno ako ng passion. Siguro kinutuwa ko ni God. There was something about not having purpose. Siguro the universe made me realize na trabaho ka ng trabaho. Para saan yan? Para kanino ka gumigising sa umaga? I have my family there. So, wala akong namimiss. Wala akong kaproblema-problema. Suddenly, nung nagpaalam ako sa boss ko, I told my boss, I need to go back to the Philippines because one of my son is going to college. I need to transfer. Sabi sa akin, no. Pag umalis ka, when you leave this company, I'll make your life miserable. Who would ever think that that's true? Pinagsilbihan mo, you served them for 7 years. Put your life. Morning, gabi, I'm a designer, so wala kaming oras. We're doing everything just to make up for the deadlines na kailangan. And then, she would say that, babae, say, Shipa. Biglang sinabi sa akin na, no, I'll make your life miserable. Suddenly, they took my passport. That passport was taken to the deportation jail. They said, PNP ako, tago ng tago, working without visa, which is not true. I was under her sponsorship. So nung ganun ang nangyari, nagulat ako, na bigla na lang ako dinala sa police station. Bigla na lang akong inimbestigahan ng kung ano-ano. From 12 in the afternoon hanggang 10 ng gabi, 3 police asking me so many things, checking my Facebook, checking everything. Sabi ko, gano'n, katirita ng buhay ko. Following the rules. Walang problema. Biglang gano'n na. Pagkatapos nung pag-iimbestiga sa akin, isinakay ako sa Land Cruiser. Sabi ko, saan niyo ako dadalhin? Nakatug sila eh. Saan niyo ako dadalhin? Sabi, iuwi ka na namin, we'll bring you home. So akala ko, ibibalik ako sa street namin. Only to find out na ang tagal-tagal ng biyahe. The travel, ang nakikita ko nung simula is mga poste. Lamp post from the city lights. Saglit-saglit lang, palm trees na. Saglit-saglit lang, biglang naging tall walls na and napakalaking gate. Kinabahan ako, I really felt, iba to. Kinuha yung SIM card ko, tinago. Kasi baka magkakuha na ng kung ano man, I have something with me for myself. Ganun na nga nangyari. I was supposed to have a photo shoot. I'm also a photographer in the Middle East. I was supposed to have a photo shoot. Kinuha nila yung camera ko. Kinuha nila lahat ng gamit ko. Naiwan lang sa akin isa sa vanity kit. Na nandun yung mga gamit mo, toothbrush, whatever. Tapos ipisinakay ako sa bus. Pagsakay ko sa bus, I saw a building na punong-puno ng kulong. Even the halls, may mga foam beds na hindi nakasya. And I was sent to room 5. Room 5, hindi ko makakalimutan. 40 plus na mga kasama sa jail cell. Pinagtabi-tabi na bunk beds. Sabi ko, seryoso na to. Parang Hindi na ito panaginip. Then I was asking, why am I here? Why am I here? Why are you taking me here? Nag-Arabic, sabi niya, hindi daw sila nakakaintindi ng English. Masikadam, masikadam. So sabi ko, okay. Hindi pa ako natatakot. Sabi ko, baka glitch lang to. All of a sudden, pagpasok ko, nakita ko yung mga kababaihan. Because in the Middle East, separate ang lahat naman. Kahit naman siguro saan, pero doon talaga heavy yung pagkakaseparate ng babae at lalaki. So, binita ko ng mga kababaihan at sinabi sa akin, ano nangyari sa'yo? Nakasuot ako. Ano nangyari sa'yo? Bakit bigla kang nahuli? Ano, ganun. Tahimik, without saying a word. Siguro nagugulat pa, I just stayed in one side at binigay nila sa akin one of the best bed. Ang dami kong experiences doon. Pero ito lang ang itinuprove doon, na minsan yung hindi mo pa kakilala, sila yung talagang tutulong sa'yo because pagpasok ko doon, people were offering me bread. Yung kubos, yung parang pita bread. Kumain na daw ba ako? Is there something that I need? Hindi nila ako kilala, but they were giving me so many things. So in the jail cell, you have to do everything. Clean the mess hall, maglinis ng CR, magbigay ng mga pagkain sa mga jailmates. What? Lahat yun? Gagawin ko kinabukasan. But no choice. Pag-gising ko sa umaga, pinatayo kami ng ganun. Sunlight, lahat kami, siguro 200, 300 pa. Saka ganun kami, parang nakatikas. Binibilang ko kung tumakas o hindi. And there I realized, totoo na to. So I was there. Hindi naman siya sobrang tagal. I was there for days, less than a week. So naisip ko sa sarili ko, kung ganito na rin naman ang mangyayari sa akin, might as well, tanggapin ko at ipaglaban ko yung aking karapatan. And I won. Sobra. 100 kami sa korte. Number 98 ako. They asked me before, aminin mo na lang yung kasalanan. Just accept that you did something wrong, that you work without a visa. Sign, and then we will let you go home. Pero pag sinayin ko yun, inamin ko na may kasalanan ako, wala eh. Di ba nga sabi ni Jopet, pag may katwiran, ipaglaban mo? So pinaglaban ko. As a Filipino, having language barrier in a country na pinagsilbihan ko, the only way for me, pakiramdam ko na makalabas doon is dasal at ipaglaban ng sarili. So that's what I did. 100 inside the court, number 98 ako. I was the only one who was given the verdict of not guilty. Ako lang. All throughout that time, hindi ako umiiyak. Kasi sabi ko, kailangan maging malakas ka, may mga anak ka, uwi ka. Kailangan matatag. Pero yung sinabi na, not guilty, mumalnal ako. Umiyak ako talaga. Kasi sa loob-loob ko, hindi ako pinabayaan. Sa loob-loob ko, yung lakas ng loob na nasa puso ko is thinking that I'm fighting for a right. So yun na. Not guilty, innocent, freedom. Akala ko ganun kalakas yung freedom, kabilis. But without me knowing, ang dami mo palang dapat i-let go. This is where undoing comes in. You have to unlearn so many things, detach from people na ginudge ka kahit hindi alam ang totoo. Listen ang bawat bagay na binigay mo sa kanilang advice because sinabi nila na kung di naman totoo, ayan nga, nakulong, ayan nga, ganito yung buhay. Sobrang dami. Nawalan ako ng pamilya. A complete family biglang naging broken. Pinauwi ako sa Pilipinas, walang gratuity, walang sahod. Umalik ako nung walang-wala. The only thing na meron ako is lakas ng loob magsimula ulit. Pero paano? Paano ko gagawin yun? How will I learn the ropes again? I felt the only way to do it is kalimutan lahat ng mabigat. Lahat na nagpapagulo sa utak. Everything that felt heavy, I have to remove it. Huwag kang makikinig sa judgment, huwag kang makinig sa sinasabi ng iba. Alam mo na not guilty ka. Alam mo, sitwasyon ang naglagay sa'yo doon. Nakalabas ka, tumayo ka ulit. And that's what I did. Undoing helped me clear so many things. 1.8 million Filipinos ang nagpapadala ng balikbayan box, nagse-selfie, pinapadala sa pamilya. With all those hardships sa ibang bansa, pinipilit pa rin namin umiti eh. Pinipilit pa rin namin sabihin na kaya. I was inside the jail cell, nobody knew. Walang may anak. Kasi mag-aalala pa sila. Ganun. Ganun yung sa atin. Minsan iniisip natin, tayo na lang nahirapan, huwag na lang nilang isipin. Pero sino rin naman na magdadala balang araw? It's always us. It's always our story na parang kailan tayo luluwag gagaan. So, what I did, kinalimutan ko lahat ng dapat na magpapigat sa akin. Inisip ko na instead of kung ano naman ang dagdagan ko, alamin ko, paliwanag ko, then I'll just detach. I'll just make sure in my life, alam ko yung truth ko, magsisimula uli ako, and relearn things. I tried to learn the ropes again, made sure that I went to communities who help one another. I attended so many workshops, minglers, na tumutulong sa mga walang mapuntahan. And then it led me to a group, a freedom circle, a community of freedom seekers. I helped build that. 2018, we created something that would share freedom stories. Story of freedom, stories of undoing, stories of how you were able to live a life of independence. Independence from your past, freedom from your past, freedom to dream, freedom to build something, and freedom to choose yourself. That's what I did. I went to different countries. For some reason, I was blessed to have good people around me. I was brought to Bali, Malaysia, Singapore, Shanghai, Thailand, Vietnam, and different parts of the Philippines, just to share our story. My story became my passport to freedom. Hindi ko kinahiya. Hindi ko kinalimutan kung ano yung nangyari sa akin, but I also made sure that people learn from it. Mas maging maingat sa bansa na hindi mo alam kung anong mangyayari in the future. So that's what I did. The freedom community that we had, we are helping each other. Because one story can be someone's blueprint of success, someone's sign, or kailangan mo lang na makikinig sa'yo. To make sure na meron kang accountability body o meron isang tao na aalalay sa'yo. For me, undoing is many things. Kung hindi natin iisipin yung mga ginagawa natin, minsan padagdag tayo ng padagdag. Learning, adding tools, planning so many things, doing so many activities na lalong gumugulo. Minsan nakakalimutan natin na pwede naman mag-remove. We can release. We can have this moment for ourselves at sabihin natin na this is my time to think about myself muna. Hindi ko muna iisipin anong sasabihin ng iba. Kailangan ko munang tumayo ulit. Find myself again. And undoing gave me that. So kayo, minsan hindi kailangan jail cell eh. Minsan hindi naman kailangan kung ano ang magkulong sa inyo. Minsan it's heartbreak, it's resentment, it's judgment, it's guilt sa mga nagawa natin. Ano yung i-undo natin today? Kasi pag naisip natin, na minsan hindi naman sobrang kailangan maging malakas. Baka ang kailangan lang ay tumigil muna. Bitawan muna yung hindi nakakatulong. Baka yun yung kailangan natin to undo. Harvard had a research. Sabi ng Harvard, interesting we add by default, but clarity comes from subtraction. Diba? Minsan ginagawa natin, paano kaya ako ito gagawin? Paano kaya ako ito tatapusin? Ano kaya yung dapat kong pag-aralan? When we forget, pwede naman natin i-remove, subtract, remove any obstacles that would not give us clarity. So I think this is the time for us to realize that sometimes adding is not really helping every time. Take a pause, check out ano yung pwede yung imarikondo, ano yung pwede yung piliin lang what gives you joy. And then stick from the basics to the basics na pwedeng kayong tulungan. Because doing something for everyone, hindi mo naman kailangan, hindi mo mapapasaya. Lagi pa rin namang someone will give you whatever mga opinions nila. And it will not make everyone happy. So stick on choosing yourself, making sure that you are following a path na truth mo ang sinusunod mo. Undoing led me to this. I was given a chance to be part of so many communities, be interviewed in several media, went to different countries by just sharing my story. And so many people connected with us, created different stories of freedom with us, shared it to different stages, and it led me here to the Red Dot. So for me, malaking bagay na we always remember that it's not always adding, sometimes subtracting or removing something in our life, detaching something or someone in our life might be the answer. That lightness that we are hoping for, maybe that's the one na kailangan natin gawin. We should undo, remove, detach, and find the life of freedom. Thank you very much.